the next time you're confronted by some success or failure situation and think that only the involvement matters, think again. One time there was a media man who compelled me to be at an awards banquet on grounds that I had been nominated for some really prestigious award. Now, the event at which the awards were going to be presented was going to be seen on nationwide television, but then when my category came around and it turned out that I won the award itself and the man behind it and the whole idea was a grotesque farce, a parody. It was no prestigious award at all. It was a ghastly joke.
The next studio participant that has been granted an audience with Howard is Suzanne Muldowney. She wishes to dance for you, Howard.
Very good. I noticed an unusual costume, Robin.
Well, yes, this is a costume worn by the cartoon hero Underdog.
Howard Stern seemed very enamored of Suzanne and had stated that several times, but Suzanne just could not see herself becoming part of Stern's circle because, as she saw it, he was a smut peddler.
I only wish for you one day that you meet a man and have a husband and he performs a snagglepuss.
Even though they had their differences, she did get her point across through his shows, and I'm surprised she can't see some of the positives that came out of that.
Now, Underdog woman is very upset. She says that her reputation across the country will be destroyed, ruined.
Do that many people know you across the country? I thought we were giving you exposure.
Well, naturally, people will remember that this particular person did an Underdog dance, and if they see it in a bad light,
but don't you think Underdog is a little bit...
I'll never get an offer to do it anywhere else.
Isn't Underdog a little bit humorous? Shouldn't we have a good time with Underdog? Underdog's a friggin' cartoon. Seriously, what is this? I mean, we watched the dance. It was good. We liked it. Have a good time here.
I think she's...
Come on. Have a good time.
If a person liked Howard Stern and they actually acted nice to her, actually acted respectful to her, maybe that would change her opinion about Howard Stern in the long run. But, you know, so many people are trying to just jump that train and act like a-holes that she only thinks worse about Howard. So there's no way these things are ever going to come together again. And for her sake, I don't think they ever should.
What? You gonna bring this to the Howard show?
Get lost! Perverts. In front of the children, too. Adults who choose to keep bringing up that terrible man, especially in front of their children, make things only worse for me. And then I get blamed and looked down upon for getting upset when they're the ones that put the wheels in motion.
Howard Stern for president! Howard fucking fruitcake!
Go away!
Did Howard call you in?
What?
Howard Stern? Oh, that's a bad. I love Howard.
Cut.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry.
He tells vulgar jokes, asks vulgar questions. He simply has a very filthy mind.
Is it possible for Underdog or any dog in the animal kingdom to practice homosexuality?
No! He and his associates looked me up and pushed me into making an appearance with him before I had a chance to see an episode first or to get all the facts about him. Or I would not have gone on with him.
But you ended up doing 2 shows, didn't you?
Huh?
You ended up doing 2 shows?
I was forced against my will to do the second one because they were having an episode in which they were presenting a series of awards, a little bit like the Oscars, the Emmys, the Tonys.
The Sphinctees!
I refused to appear on the program, and then they put me on hold and then said, no, you must come. Anyone who is nominated for an award is mandated to be there, which meant that I was forced to appear on it whether I wanted to or not.
Robin, our next Sphinctee is an exciting category. This is for Best Original Choreography.
And the Sphinctee goes to the Underdog dance, Suzanne Muldowney, choreographer!
Congratulations. Accepting her award is Suzanne Muldowney.
thank you. I thank you for calling me up here, but I'm afraid I have some very unpleasant news. I cannot accept this award. I'll tell you why if you just keep quiet and listen. When I was first asked to be on this show, I was profoundly shocked by the norms of this program, the rude exploitations of every guest. Howard's challenging them into battles of wits and confrontations for rudeness' sake. A program like this is totally unacceptable if Underdog, the cartoon TV superhero, family-oriented, is to be showcased in the future with respect. Clean up your act!
All right. We love you, Underdog.
Because this is an evil program.
All right, Underdog, everyone. Thank you.
I was ostracized by everybody who knew me. I was fired from my job. I was discriminated against by everybody I thought I was welcome company among.
You're a public figure. I can feel it.
I was a public figure long ago.
Well, you're going to have to accept that. That's the price of being a public figure.
You wouldn't take it so graciously if people were always needling you about some Japanese fighter.
That's just say, yeah, big deal. I was on Howard Stern show. So what?
What does that mean? I've fallen from grace somehow years ago?
No, it's just the way it is. I mean, if you're going to be a public figure, if you're going to be on these shows, that's going to happen.
I wouldn't have been on his show at all if his associates had given me the chance to get all the facts about him before going on.
He had like an 8-foot Regala wing. That's a Delta Stunner 2-string kite. He's from Williamstown, New Jersey. You would all collect over by the flag. We'll meet you there in a minute. Let's see. Youngest, next category, youngest.
Tape everything.
In this category, these are the next generation kite flyers.
But if there's too
First
much,
prize for youngest kite flyer.
well,
another team performance prize.
expose seeming material in the finished product, then people aren't going to think well of me at all. All they'll do is think ill of me.
No, that's not true.
1 year old.
Howard Stern.
When will people love her? When will people give her the respect that she deserves and needs? And what happens then? You know what will happen then? Do you know what would happen if Sue got her way? This would be a very sad, scary world. Everybody would just love her and her dances, and there would be big stadiums watching her dance.
Here comes the hero of the world and the mightiest figure in the universe, Underdog!
We would see on network television the Underdog character presented as Suzanne with her hair clipped in such a way to simulate the dog ears and in her leotards and cape. Would that make Suzanne happy? Probably not. There would probably be something more she'd still be looking for.
I don't know how much longer I can continue with my artistic career, partially because as one gets older, one is automatically assumed less and less worth at it. In other words, they depreciate in value somewhat like used cars. The 35th anniversary of Underdog's creation is just around the corner. I risk growing too old to do the part anymore and thus end up burned out without being given due acknowledgement, due credit, so that all my attempts would go down the drain because ultimately I'm going to die and then I'd no longer be around to inform anybody what I had done or what should have been done in the past and what I had been capable of doing.
Hello everybody and welcome to the 35th anniversary of Underdog. Round of applause. Underdog has been in full effect for 35 years since 1964, October 3rd. And now he's come here to the 35th anniversary representing in a human form, not in a cartoon form, not in a helium form, but through interpretive dances of Miss Suzanne Muldowney. My wife pulls me over when I'm organizing this big party, you know, calling people, trying to get the press involved in this, and she stops and says, Phil, do you really love Suzanne? I mean, do you really love her? And I said, yes, I do. I try to make her reality congeal, you know what I mean? Try to make it happen for her. I want her to win. I don't want her to be an underdog, even though she's the underdog, but I want her to achieve. Alright, currently right now we're going to be going downstairs to the playroom, the showroom, and we're going to be filming one of Suzanne's little scripts that she wrote, so it should be very interesting. So this is called The Cat's Call.
The Cat's Call by Suzanne Muldowney. An earthquake had struck. Townspeople and rescue troops were busily at work trying to restore utilities and free trapped citizens from fallen debris.
I know, he's worried. Very good. Oh, okay, perfect. All right, next.
Then why did he say?
I was joking.
You can make it look as.
This is no time for jokes.
Sorry.
This is serious business we have to do.
Okay.
Easy. Suzanne, you can make it look as if you stepped through the window. Good idea.
All right, I'll get up here.
Suzanne, no. Okay.
I'm not going out. I'm just getting up here, and then I'll jump down.
Okay. All right.
Well, what do I do after I jump down?
Your eyes will survey the mass destruction, and then you will hear something.
Yes.
Underdog was standing by, waiting to act in case of extreme emergencies. Just then, he heard a wailing noise. The wail sounded like an animal crying.
There's a man in here!
Is the victim available yet?
Victim?
Okay, Johnny, we're gonna trap you behind here. Okay. And make it look pretty good.
Oh, my ribs. That's no. That's what you'll say.
And make sure when you're being rescued, you plug the business.
And construction workers,
And call 212.
Okay.
Now, he shouldn't be advertising the business.
It's a joke.
When I rescued
I was kidding with him.
Will you please stop it with those jokes? Pick it up. Here, put your arms around my neck. Is that okay?
Oh, that's my rib.
Well, sir, Underdog, we owe you our utmost gratitude and the great courage medal to prove our undying gratitude.
If it hadn't been for the cat's mewing, I wouldn't have been given a guideline signal in order to rescue Mr. Edwards. So I think, to be fair, the award should go to Mr. Edwards' cat.
Well, whatever you say, Underdog. Hooray!
Oh, perfect.
The cat's owner was so pleased that his pet received rightful mention. The end.
In the old days, it was considered a big achievement if you got a lock of hair from a movie star. Well, I guess about any icon or idol, his or her hair is considered a prize. So, for an extra special souvenir of the 35th, I got supplies of my hair. How about that? Supplies of Underdog's hair.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. Thank you.
All right. That's a lot of hair you got in there.
Well, I lose when I've just washed it. A lot of it comes loose when I comb it out. There isn't very much that came off from getting it cut.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Wait, there's a little more.
Oh, I have enough.
No, there was still a few strands.
Thank you.
I'm going to have to get myself spear when I get home.
Thank you very much.
What do you think about the gift you got?
It's incredibly unique, you know, the idea of a lock of hair. I'm not sure where I'll put it, but...
Yeah, what are you going to do with it?
I'm going to laminate it. I'm going to laminate my scrap.
I still got one more clump for anybody who didn't get one.
Take care, I love you.
Oh, boy.
And next time. Till next we meet.
So long. Bye-bye.
Every time you look towards the sky, every time you dream of a mountain high, riding on a wing. You're gonna catch the sky and fly high.
Today we're going to Ocean City, New Jersey, where I'm supposed to do Underdog in their 14th annual Doodah Parade. It's part of the 35th anniversary tour that I'm making. The person who created him, his name is Joe Harris, is supposed to be there. I was told Mr. Harris was going to be bringing along a large Underdog helium balloon. That puts me in a very awkward position because now I feel less confident and very, very concerned about not only doing a good performance, but also being accepted by the people that really count, that are the controlling forces behind Underdog. When Mr. Harris, Mr. Hemowitz, and the other Underdog VIPs see me coming down the route, and especially when I come up close to the reviewing stand and they get a really good look at me, I'm afraid they could recognize me from when I was on the Howard Stern program, and for that reason decide that I'm not moral enough a person to do a character that's supposed to be family oriented. Well, I was going to ask him, why did he create the character in the first place? Why did he name the character Underdog when that word means born loser? And why was he always shown in a comic slapstick light, which resulted in a lot of criticism?
Is it possible by using the name Underdog he was being ironic?
Well, that's something that the information was never made public. Will the TV cameras get good shots of me?
I can't. That's not anything I can plan.
Well, I don't know where Mr. Harris and Mr. Hemowitz and those other people are.
Harris won't be.
What happened?
We canceled out Tuesday.
What?
Police marshal. I think he had a dispute with Golden Books.
Did you hear that? Mr. Harris isn't going to be here.
Now she's walking through the clouds with a circus mind that's running wild. Butterflies and zebras and moonbeams and fairy tales. All she ever thinks about is riding with the wind. When I'm sad, she comes to me with 1,000 smiles she gives to me free. It's alright, she says. Take anything you want from me. Anything.
We probably have it anchored over by the music here at the end of the route.
The Pitman Hobo Band, who's been in every Doodah parade, they're finishing up today. Suzanne Muldowney's been in 10 parades. Let's really hear it for Suzanne Muldowney as Underdog.
Why are you crying?
Well, because it was such a letdown that Mr. Hemowitz and Mr. Harris didn't show up, and I'm so concerned about touching base with these Underdog website people. You know, it's in the name of making sure that that I get officially acknowledged somehow for all the work I've put into Underdog, and especially during this 35th anniversary year. I saw another newspaper in there that had a lot of razzmatazz about the balloon and not one mention of me. So see, there's two papers now that concentrated too much on the balloon. I told you that balloon was a menace.
I hope you enjoyed the parade. You have a good time. It's a good parade. And you all loved Underdog, right? Never fear, Underdog is here.
Should I come up?
And there
there's Underdog sinking into the sand.
How are you?
But anyway, we have people here from Group FX, represented by Sean Griffin, who are going to accept this award for Underdog. On top of the team at the Monkey. All right, this says Eric here, Underdog is here. This will go to Joe Harris, creator of Underdog, through Sean Griffin. So let's have a big hand for Sean.
Sean?
Okay.
Who's next?
Can we get together?
Paul Moriarty, the most coveted award in the film.
I didn't know until today that Mr. Harris wasn't going to be here, but I had contacted Golden Books, and Mr. Himowitz said, send me information on yourself, and I did. And then he tipped me off about this balloon being used, and that really shook me up.
Can we get together after this is over here?
All right, I just want to make sure. I wanted to make sure I touched base with somebody important.
We'll be here.
My name's Sean Griffin, and I am the founder and CEO of Studio FX, and we've created a website called theunderdogshow.com, in which we have created a quintessential website based upon the world-famous character that is Underdog. It's a very engaging and special website that's captured the essence of Underdog and all of his friends.
This is the official Underdog website. It has the history of Underdog, and then we have this special place in here where you can sign up to be the Underdog of the month. So we're having people submit stories of heroism. What you do is you give your story, and we choose the Underdog of the month, and then their picture will go here. And then when you click on it, you'll get their story. Pretty neat. And then in here, we have biographies of famous underdogs in history.
That's not what I'm hoping will happen when you have my information.
Well, we have to go through a pretty rigorous process of approval process. We've even had some of our ideas shot down.
I need to make sure in the future that I'm on the website so that people will know about me, about my dance portrayal history of doing Underdog.
And they told me about you and that you would be here. Joe Harris has talked to me about you. You're quite infamous in this neighborhood, in this area.
Infamous means notorious, hated.
Well, no, not hated. I wouldn't say hated, but I would say that was a proper. I would say there was some proper terminology in that.
Don't you mean famous? Well known?
Yeah, you're very well known. Let's say that.
So what do you think about Suzanne?
She's very passionate about what she does and is very committed, and I have to respect that. I'm hopeful that she can look and understand how to be more effective in her communications, because I believe what she's doing has validity. It just needs a new form of communication. I think that's up to her to decide. Okay. You know what? I'll give this to Joe Harris. Or I'll send it to him somehow.
Are you sure he trusts you? You got this thing here.
I don't know. I'll ask him, but this is pretty amazing.
He doesn't. I wanted someone really devoted to Underdog and my cause to have it. Then they're going to be proud to own something that came from Underdog himself, the living embodiment of Underdog.
You are one of a kind, and it's really nice knowing you and meeting you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Right now, so if you want to just pass them over to the end.
My fears were justified in that I didn't think that this day was going to turn out all that greatly, because Mr. Harris wasn't here, Mr. Himowitz wasn't here, and this man that I was just talking to says he can do only so much. So I can't be sure that there'll be that this day will have borne any good long-lasting fruit. The symbol of a 40th birthday or anniversary is rubies, and they are red.
Uh-huh. Okay, cool. I was wondering why.
Well, that's the birthstone of Leo.
Oh, hey, aren't you a Leo?
Yes.
What a strange coincidence.
Yeah, I'm a lion. I was destined to be a cat lover. What did the cat woman say when Batman and the police arrested her?
What?
She said, "What a catastrophe."
Okay, now what was that other joke?
What did the sheep say after he read Charles Dickens' Christmas Carol?
What?
Bah, humbug.
Now let me tell you about a girl who likes a soft wind so she can spread her wings. She wants to fly so high, she wants to touch the sky. Now let me tell you about a girl in darkness does her dance. She's hoping for her chance. She wants the world to know all that she has to show. Now let me tell you about a girl who loves a ball parade, hero of the cavalcade, a girl who lives inside a dream, a world which is not what it seems, a girl who loves to dance and sing in flowing colors of the spring, a girl who wants the world to see her flame burning eternally.
Here comes Underdog! It is the 40th anniversary of the fabled cartoon hero character known as Underdog!
Suzanne showing everyone the underdog will overcome.
There's no need to fear. Underdog is here. Suzanne, you're all that I wanted of a girl. You're all that I need in the world. I'm your child, make me blush, drive me wild. Suzanne, you're all that I wanted. When I met you, I was all alone, cold and hungry, crying on the phone. You picked me brownies and said, "Don't you cry," and gave me the coat off your back. Suzanne, you're all that I wanted of a girl. You're all that I need in the world. I'm your child, make me blush, drive me wild. Suzanne, you're all that I wanted. Even Izzy's flashing axle rose when I call you.
In the course of this film, I hope you recognize the struggles I've had, the objectives that I've always pursued, and hopefully what you see will not leak out of your minds in due time like school lessons you were expected to remember all your lives, but in time you did forget, as in one self-improvement course I was imposed upon, the saying went that the mind is like a tank with a slow leak. Knowledge leaks out and must be replaced, replenished, or eventually the well or the tank becomes drained, empty, quote unquote.